So folks, remember me telling you about the Grandma Putz yard tonic? You can go back in the library and look at how it's mixed up, the application and everything. Since I applied this to my yard, I'm having to mow about every 3.5 days. And that's on the high setting of the lawnmower. So I wanted you to know it works. It definitely works. So go back in the library, look up Grandma Putz yard tonic, that's in the title, and see the application, see what it consists of, all the ingredients, and just keep in mind that was to make 14 or 15 gallons. I can't remember what it was in my sprayer. I believe it's a 14-gallon sprayer. But yeah, it's still high. Even on the highest notch, it's still clotted up. And the yard is very green. So just wanted to show you that it works and how well it's done. Then I want to show you something else. We didn't have fire ants till about 4 or 5 years ago. Now we're in a battle with them all the time. As you can see, we got a nest right here. But this is what I use to take care of them. Advion. It's a pelleted type stuff. This is a 2-pound jug. I think when I bought it, it was $39.95. And this is my 3rd year using it. You just sprinkle it on. But first of all, you got to disturb the nest. You got to get them mad. See them running around in there? And then you just sprinkle some of this on. Now, give that about 24 hours, that nest will be dead. That nest will be dead. There's also another one right here by the road. We're going to get it while we're here. Go ahead and get it stirred up. Here we go. Take care of these boogers. You definitely don't want to find one of these things while you're going to the mailbox or something. See, here's a 3rd one. I'm gonna go ahead and get it too. Advion. These things will be gone in 24 hours. Get a little bit more light on it so you can see it a little bit better. So that you can see there are no fire ants. None. Zilch. Advion to the rescue. Well, folks, here it is. They just keep going at it. They won't stop. I can't show you real good, but you can see the trails right there. I'm looking right into the sun. That's kind of to the southwest where those are headed. And you can see they're spraying it just in time for it to activate to create another monster storm this evening. So we'll see what happens. This part of central North Carolina just got flooded and they're getting ready to get hammered. Look at all that lightning coming that way. So folks, I've been looking and researching and everything else, trying to find out about all this spraying that I'm seeing in North Carolina. I went on the NOAA website and I did a search on the year. I went through every page. I couldn't find nothing in 2025. I went in 2024. I couldn't find anything. I entered in the search location. I put North Carolina. I put coastal North Carolina, mid-Atlantic. I put western North Carolina, Appalachian mountains. I put in everything, every term I could think of. I found absolutely nothing registered in the state of North Carolina. Funny thing is, I see it constantly. So why is it not being recorded on the NOAA website? Looks kind of fishy to me. Is it the government doing it and they're not having to file any applications or ask for any permits? Because I have found absolutely nothing. I can't find anything on it whatsoever. However, the state of North Carolina has a bill in committee right now banning the spraying of chemicals for any kind of weather modification or anything else over North Carolina. But nothing has been acted upon it yet. Now, Tennessee has passed it, and Florida has just passed it and went into effect on July the 1st. So we're hoping that North Carolina is going to pass this, and we just need people to start calling their representatives and just hammering them on it. Just blow their phones up. It's not hard to find out who your state representatives are in the Senate or your representative, and just hammer the fire out of their phones. Blow their emails up with messages about all this stuff. Because folks, it's making people sick. It's a continual cloud cover. This old gray carpet cloud, I call it. It's contaminating the soil with aluminum, beryllium, silver, that old iodide mess, and who knows what else is in the witch's brew. And it's affecting our crops. I've heard one man say he's had all kinds of problems with his tomatoes. He said it's like they'll ripen on the vine, they'll split and start oozing this old white looking foamy stuff. I said, well, I ain't heard about none of that. He said, well, my tomatoes is getting it. He said, if I don't pull them when they first start turning, he said, they bust and start oozing out a white substance. He said, I don't know if that's something on the skin of the tomato or it's something internally. He said, but you can't just leave them sitting a day or two. They just bust open and then they're no good. And he said, that's what he's seeing. As far as everything else, I'm hearing reports that, and mine's one of them, the okra is stunted in growth. Due to most everybody planted it around, the same time. And we had that cold snap where we got down into the mid 30s, low 40s for about 3 or 4 mornings in a row. It was cold all week, never got out of the 50s. And that was right when it was prime time for the okra to be blooming. And it stunted it all up. And I'm hearing people say that their okra is tough and it's no good. And, that type of thing. I'm also hearing that people's not, having too many issues with certain pests. And then I'm hearing other places say they're just getting overrun with flies and mosquitoes and gnats and other things. Now, we've got the gnats. It's pretty bad in the evenings with gnats. We've never had them like this before. And I've heard other people say they're not seeing any bats. I've yet to see a hummingbird. I saw 2 honeybees in my garden, and you know, it's just not been a whole lot. You know, the state bird here in North Carolina is a cardinal. I've not seen one cardinal, not a male. I did see 1 female. I did not see the male. Bluebirds seem to be fewer in number this year. I didn't see any of them much. I have seen several bald eagles though. I have seen several of them. So, you know, I think some of the species on the smaller side of the food chain are being affected by all this spraying, all this rain, pulling all these toxins out of the atmosphere and falling. I think it may be interfering with the food chain. I'm no biologist, but I'm just not seeing what I've normally seen. So that brings a level of concern as well. But I just looked on the 10-day forecast. Next 10 days, they're calling for rain. And it's all because, folks, there's a continuous spray going on. Every morning, if the clouds are broke enough and you can see back up to the northwest here, I can see the streaks going across the sky where they've been through. And then it clouds up into the old gray carpet. It becomes overcast. It's still hot as fire, 91, 92, supposed to be 95 tomorrow. And a chance of storms and all that. And while I'm thinking of it, folks, my mother's birthday is Saturday. So she's usually on every live chat watching and on the video. So if you would leave in the regular comments, not in the live chat, but on the regular comments, if you would wish my mother a happy 80th birthday tomorrow. Saturday. And this video will be coming out on Friday evening late, and her birthday's on Saturday. So if you folks could wish her a happy birthday for me. Well, folks, I appreciate your support here on the channel. I did talk to Brother Bud. He told me that the air conditioners are coming in. I was going to get a live phone call with Brother Bud, and I remembered him saying that he was going up into Swananoa, into Barnardsville, and Bakersfield to take air conditioners and things up. And so I knew that his signal would not be that good. And I did talk with him, and we are going to try to set up something next week. And it's probably going to be live. That way, he'll be on the phone, and you won't be able to see him, but you'll hear him and hear him talking. And that'll be Bud McCall of the Appalachian Navy. And that way, if you folks have any questions, we can utilize the live chat, and you can ask Brother Bud questions that you may have about what's going on. I was telling him that I've had to kind of slow down a little bit on the Operation Mountain Relief, going up into the mountains doing some delivery. My wife's uncle has not been doing too well. He fell twice in the last 2 weeks, and many of you that's been following the channel for quite some time is familiar with Project Santa. And my wife's uncle is the one that's responsible for getting Project Santa started with the help of those in the organization. He was the one that went to the mountains with us back in December, met with Brother Tim at the Bethel Church, and got the Project Santa up into western North Carolina to get those kids Christmas who were survivors of Helene. So, but he's not been doing well since he fell. And me and my wife and my son have been having to go down and help him on the farm, get his chickens and goats and all kinds of stuff fed and watered and that type of thing. And then while he was battling the falling and stuff, his wife, she had A-Fib and wound up in the hospital for nearly a week. So kind of had my plate full and trying to help them and everything, and keep the full-time job going and the Operation Mountain Relief going. And so it's just been pretty hectic, to be honest with you. And I know my wife's uncle would appreciate the prayers, and also his wife, that they can make a full recovery and get back to normal. But they're getting a little age on them, and he's had at least 3 major back surgeries, and he's got neuropathy now from, we think it's the scar tissue from the back surgeries, and having trouble with feeling in his feet. And I think that's why he's stumbling some. And also, it was during the period that it was extremely hot, and I'm not so sure he didn't overheat that day when he first fell. So, you know, he went immediately to the doctor and everything. He didn't break anything, but he's just not been back to 100%, let's put it that way, since that first fall and all that heat. So if you just remember him and my wife's aunt in your prayers, they would greatly appreciate it, and so would I. Well, folks, I appreciate you joining me here today on Deep River Farm. I hope everybody has a blessed day, and keep the folks of Western North Carolina in your prayers. Also those folks in Texas, Central North Carolina, also the ones that are in New Jersey that just experienced flooding, also those in Oklahoma and New Mexico that's been flooded as well. And you know, it just won't end. They just won't stop the spraying. Well, folks, y'all have a blessed day. I hope everybody has a good weekend, and we'll see you on the next video.